Hi there! Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And in today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this super cute mini milk carton that perfectly holds a Lindor truffle. And all you need for this project is a 3" by 6" piece of paper. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got a 3" by 6" piece of Painted with Love Specialty Designer Series paper. Beautiful with the gold foil accents. And along the 6" side, we're going to go ahead and score that at 1 3/8 inches, 2 3/4, 4 1/8, and 5 1/2. Then I'm going to rotate it clockwise and score it at 1 inch on the short side. Now let me show you a template here. We're going to go ahead and cut away this lower rectangular corner, as well as cut up each of the vertical score lines from the bottom, stopping at that first horizontal score line. And while I'm at it, I'm also going to notch in slightly this little side tab, and that's just going to make sure that our box closes nicely. The first thing I'm going to do is fold and burnish on all those score lines. And then now I'm going to go ahead and do my cutting. Again, we're removing this lower rectangular corner, cutting up the vertical score lines, stopping at that horizontal line, and then notching in this tab. All right, so we're going to be left with a piece like this, and we've got our four little flaps along the bottom. That's going to form the bottom of our little milk carton. And now I'm going to go ahead and put on some tear and tape adhesive. We're going to put that along this side tab here, and I'm going to put the tear and tape right up to that score line. And then I'm also going to put tear and tape on the back of the second tab from the right. So just this little strip right there at the bottom of that tab. That's going to be the last tab that we close to close our box. Now what I love about this project, it is so easy to make multiples of, and you can get 8 of these out of one piece of 12 by 12 designer series paper. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold from the left, remove that tear and tape strip backing, and fold from the right, and those should line up right where we want them to go. Okay, now paying attention to where the seam is, we are going to, that's how we're going to close our box. Now, I had you put tear and tape on this tab. This will be the last tab that we close. So consider that the front tab. So we're going to close the sides, the back, and then go ahead and remove that strip of tear and tape backing and close your box. Okay, so easy peasy. We've got this cute little box here. Now what you want to do is grab your Lindor truffle and place that inside the box. And I just kind of try to get the plastic ends to tuck in there. Does not have to be perfect. Again, we're paying attention to where the front of our box is here. And all I'm going to do is with my forefingers, I'm kind of holding the box this way, pushing in with my forefingers and just creating that natural milk carton. See how I did that? So we pushed in from the sides and just kind of pushed in the two front and backs. And you'll see that because the chocolate's in there, your box is going to start to form around it in that milk carton shape. Super easy. Okay? So for this version, and I'm going to actually show you an alternative closure as well while we're here, but for this version, all I did was I took a little mini stapler. Now this is retired, but I'm sure that you have a mini stapler that you can find hanging around. And I'm just going to go ahead and staple that closed real easily, just sliding that right in there, pinching in that top and stapling. Now, we don't really want that staple to show, so one of the tricks I have is just to put some of our mini tinsel trim. I'm going to tie a little bow out of the gold mini tinsel trim. This comes bundled with the pink tinsel trim as well. You get 5 yards of each together. So this one, we're going to use gold. I'm just going to do a quick bunny ears bow. There we go. And then using a mini glue dot, I'm going to stick one on the back of the bow of the knot to place this adorable little bow right over that staple. So you would never know it's there. Okay, How cute is that? I love this little treat box. All right, let's do a little bit of stamping here. I'm gonna use the sentiment Be Mine from the Sure Do Love You stamp set. Now this comes bundled with the Lots to Love box framelits dies, and we're gonna use a couple pieces from here as well. I'm actually going to use both of these leaf cutouts and then this tall skinny heart. We're gonna cut those all out at the same time. Using a scrap piece of Whisper White, I'm going to stamp the sentiment Be Mine in Rich Razzleberry. Let's bring in the big shot. I'm going to line up those little leaves to cut out from gold foil paper. We'll line up our little heart and run that through the big shot. All right, we've got our little pieces and parts here. Now I'm just going to take a couple of glue dots to layer these two leaf pieces behind the heart. And I'm just going to, let's see, pick up a glue dot on the stems of each of those leaf pieces. And then we can kind of situate that behind the heart, however we want to layer it. And this was a happy accident. These kind of look like little angel wings. So that was just very sweet layered behind Be Mine. All right, then we'll put the whole thing on a Stampin' Dimensional. And pop that right on the front of our little treat holder. How cute is that? So there's the two different versions that are done this way, where we've stapled the top and we've added the tinsel trim. Super cute, quick and easy to make. So let me show you a different alternative. Now this is also with the Painted with Love Specialty Designer Series paper. I love this one. Now let's go ahead and put our chocolate in here, and I'll show you a little bit of an alternative closing that's kind of cool. This is something my mother taught me. So I've put my chocolate in. I'm gonna go ahead and pinch from the sides. Okay, I love how easily that comes together. And now this time, instead of stapling, I'm actually gonna punch two 1/8 inch circles. So I've got my 1/8 inch circle punch. I'm gonna come at it from the side here and go down as far as I can from the top. And then I'm gonna go in, I'm going in about, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch. You're gonna have to put a little bit of muscle into it. Now, I don't know if you knew this, but this little kind of kickstand here will release your punch from your paper. Just kind of figured that out. So you'll see here, that's where one hole is. So we're about 3/8 of an inch in. We're gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. And it's okay if it's not exact. Now we've got our two holes punched there. Now, I'm gonna bring in powder pink finely woven ribbon, and I don't know, I'm gonna cut off about 6 inches or so, making sure to cut the end at an angle. Now these ends are gonna totally get frayed in this process, but the pointed end is gonna help us feed it through the holes. So now, we just wanna make sure we know where the front of our box is. So based on the seam, this is the front of the box. So I'm actually going to feed this from the back through one of the holes. Okay, you have to pull it a little bit because this ribbon is 1/2 of an inch wide, so it's a little bit snug. So we've pulled it through the back to the front, then taking that same end, we're gonna feed that through the other hole and pull it to the back. Okay, so we've kind of got this loop in the front here. The next thing I'm going to do is take that same end, if it'll still work with you, and I'm kind of pulling this side tight so that we can see a little bit of that hole in there. I don't think you can see that. So I'm taking this end, I'm gonna try to feed it as much as I can through that hole. This obviously would be a little bit easier with a narrower ribbon, but if you can get that end to come through, I'm just gonna pull that to the front. Okay, it's not gonna look pretty yet, but it'll get there. Okay, so this is the front. Pull that ribbon through to the front. I'm gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, feeding this end back through the hole to the front. And if you need to, use whatever tools you have to push that through. One tool that helps is your Simply Scored stylus to help push that ribbon through the hole. And then we'll pull that through to the front. And again, I'm kind of pulling all the layers tightly as I do that. Don't pull too tight because you don't want to rip the paper, but this paper is pretty thick. And then I'm just kind of zhuzhing it so that we get a little bit of a nicer finish in the front. Okay, see how that's coming through? Super cute. It's kind of like a fake bow, but it's also holding the top of the milk carton together. And then all you need to do is trim off the ends, however way you want to do it. You could do a bird's beak bow. You can just do a little angle. I think I'll do a little angle here. Super cute. Look at that little bow top. I love it. And then you can add whatever sentiment you'd like. Now again, great project to make for multiple occasions and make multiples of as well. Obviously, we're getting close to Valentine's Day. So that's kind of where my head is at right now. So that is that super cute mini milk carton. All it uses is a 3" by 6" piece of paper. And I've shown you multiple ways to close off the top. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my next video. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. There's options to subscribe to my newsletter as well as my blog updates so you don't miss a thing. And if you're interested in purchasing any of the products that I used in today's video tutorial, they'll be linked in the description. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.